Hi everyone. So you're probably watching this video because you are this close to handing in your letter of resignation and quitting your job. I hear you. Over the years, I've had many a frantic phone call from friends or clients or potential clients reaching out to me at that point where they are just really desperate to hand in their resignation, show their organization what they think of them, show their boss what they think of them, get closure and move on. I totally understand, and that feeling is not one to be ignored, but there are a few simple things we can do to really get the best out of this process and not make it a rash set of actions. So the first thing is recognizing the feeling that you've got. You're probably feeling really frustrated, and I will just qualify here that this video is not in relation to if there is harassment or abuse going on, or if you feel your mental or physical safety is at risk. This is for the more common scenario that I experience and hear about, which is that they've probably let it build up and they probably haven't been proactive, which ideally we would take proactive steps to managing where we are, dissatisfied with our jobs or where it's impacting our well-being. But often, and especially in the last couple of years, circumstances have been such that you may have ignored some of those warning signs and now be in a point where you're really fed up. I hear that feeling, and one easy way of knocking off that feeling is just to hand in your resignation letter. I'm going to give you a quick solution instead, which is to do a mental checkout. Nobody knows at work whether you're checked in or checked out up here. So you're free to mentally resign from your job. You start to disassociate from it. You start to not carry the weight of responsibility of your work. I give you permission to do that. What this does, and especially for my conscientious clients, is that they're used to pouring so much mental energy and emotion and labor into their jobs. And this is just saying, actually, you don't quite need to do it to that degree. You can just step back, write down your resignation letter, and mentally you kind of tell yourself, yeah, I'm out of here, but don't actually hand in that resignation letter just yet. That's step number one. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of emotional satisfaction so that you're well prepared to deal with the next two stages. These next two stages are interchangeable, but they're really important. The first one is to close your eyes and take a deep breath and think into the future a year from now, where you probably won't be in this exact same role anymore. And looking back, and you're going to be really happy with your work in this scenario that we're imagining. What is it that you would regret that you didn't make the most of in your current role? Is there a coffee that you should have gone for because your current work involves interactions with people like one of your colleagues that was really nice? Is there a project you could get involved with which would give you really good credentials in some of the other work that you're now hoping to do more of? Is there a side leadership project that you could do which could show that you could lead diverse teams? What are those things? Think about it from a year's time when you're free of all of the baggage. What would you hate to have missed out? And why do I say this? Because you may not realize it, but you are currently sitting on a gold mine. Large or small organizations are well networked, well resourced, and there is always opportunity in there. But often we don't really tap that opportunity. We don't really make the most of it until it's too late. We could be networking heavily. We could be getting involved in projects that stretch our realm of expertise that we can put onto our CVs. And really importantly, we could be building long-term relationships with people who could either become clients or collaborators or hire us in the future. So that's the second point. Get clear on what those things are, and that becomes your to-do list. When that to-do list is done, I do give you permission to leave your organization if you feel that you want to. And the final thing that I would like you to do is just have a think about what it is that you actually want from your job. So often the reason why we've allowed things to get to this stage when we hate our work so much is because we are not clear on what it is we do want from a job. The reason why it's so important to make a list of all the things that you want, and make sure that this includes both the feelings that you want. You might want a bit more peace, you might want a bit more calm, you may want to have a better relationship with your colleagues, with your boss, but you might also want certain types of work and projects. You might want some more creativity in your projects, you might want more collaboration, you might want to lead bigger teams. Whatever those things are, list them down. The reason for this is because when we're unhappy in our work, there's two factors. One is ourselves and the other is the work. What I don't want you to do is jump out of this job and into another and then create all those conditions for yourself again. So you want to be really clear on what the things are that you want, because some of them you may actually be able to change your behaviors and increase your access to those today. So let's say you want a better relationship with your colleagues. During the recent years, it hasn't necessarily been easy to have those casual relationships. We've had to be much more intentional about it. And as a result, some of those relationships may have suffered. And so if you were more proactive, could you actually have some better relationships today at work? So think about how you could influence those and start working on those, because that way you know that you have improved some of the conditions that you really value in your work. And then you know that the others are ones that you're going to be seeking out in your future jobs, and you're going to be really clear about those. Or they might affect point number 2, and you might actually realize, oh, I want to do more creative projects. Oh, hold on, they're asking for people to get involved in this project. I should really put my hand up, but I've been too busy being miserable to actually realize that I could be involved in that project. So these two activities work really well together, and you may need to go round and round on them and see the iterations of them. But by doing this exercise, you may discover that there are things that you really want in your new job, which actually, if you looked a little bit, you might find in your current role. That's all I'm going to say about this. So mentally give yourself permission to leave in your mind. Give yourself that relief. Number 2, in a year's time, what would you regret not doing in your current position, and make that your to-do list. And number 3, figure out what exactly it is that you do want in your new role, and see what you can do about that in your current role, and then look for the rest either in a wider organizational context or in other jobs. And I really strongly recommend that if you can, have a new job in the bag before you quit your current job. It's just not worth being out there on a limb. So I hope that's been helpful. If you did find it useful, or you know somebody that could benefit from hearing this, please do share it with them. And of course, it would be really helpful to help this channel grow if you could like and subscribe. Thank you so much, and I look forward to joining you next time.